I decided that I would put out some Facebook Lives for all the small business owners out there that are struggling right now with what's going on, uh, where to go, what to do, what do I now trust, and who do I trust, and can I move forward? Can I invest? Because right now, clearly, most of us are in this fight or flight mode. We're hearing all the negative news. And so it's very difficult to know kind of who to trust, where to look, all that sort of stuff. And nevertheless, we know that eventually we got to still, pay our bills and we want to grow and how are we going to do that? We can't just sit and do nothing. So whilst I'm aware that some people out there are quite sensitive right now to hearing anything about business growth or sales or results, my idea with that is to go the other way. Is simply, I've always believed that if you want to support people, you need to be the example. So I thought I'd put together some shortcuts, some result hacks, and these are the things that I love supporting my clients with. And again, completely free. There's no call to action or anything here. I just really want to connect with you and give you some support and also kind of highlight what it is that I do. Because honestly, sometimes I don't know if I explain that very well. So that's what I'm doing. I'm here to support you and show you some of the stuff that I do that maybe you've never come across before. So with that being said, the number one problem that I think is happening right now in business is this: confidence. What do we do? Who do we talk to? And how do we move forward? And my friend TR Garland, he's the one that he does this when he does his training. So shout out to TR for that. I thought that's a cool little results hack. It's a basic little guerrilla tactic, but I thought it was cute. Confidence, what to do. Again, who to trust. So to help you in your business, and this could be any business, whether it's a professional services business, which is what I generally specialize in, it could be brick and mortar, it could be anything. What you're really trying to find out right now is what's going on for your client now versus what was happening pre-COVID. You need to find out what their fears, thoughts, ambitions, goals are, and also find out that maybe for example, what you're offering needs to change. And the way that you're selling it, the payment terms might need to change. But how do you do that? Well, the way to do that is to ask a very good question in the form, and a few others to follow, in the form of a survey. Now, there's a very talented guy in the direct response marketing world called Ryan Levesque. His last name is spelled Levesque. He has a technique called the ask method. Okay, so if you Google that, you'll see there's a book, there's training, there's all sorts of stuff. Now, what the ask method does is it goes to market and asks a very good question that finds out what people are truly having struggles with, problems with, and how they would express it, not what you would assume, how they are expressing it. So then you can find out how you can best serve those customers. The number one technique that he has is called a deep dive survey. And the first question that he has in the survey is the most critical. And that question is simply, what is the number one problem that you are dealing with right now when it comes to, say, whatever it is that's your specialty? So, for example, I'm a sales resultant. So I would say, what is the number one problem that you're having right now with creating sales? And what you also put under that question is you put, do not give me a one-word answer. Go into as much detail as possible about what's going on for you. Now, this does two things. One, it shows you how emotionally engaged people are with this problem. And it also will reveal, if they do write a lot of information, their language. How are they talking about it? One of the cornerstones with connecting with people, especially in difficult times like this, is understanding and listening. You've got to hear what's going on in order to have a good values fit. And right now, as I said at the start of the video, a lot of people are very challenged by anything to do with the idea of sales. It could be that, right now, because people are worried about money, that the idea of anybody else trying to take more money out of their pocket is just so adverse they can't listen to it, which is totally okay. But what are we going to do moving forward? Because we can't stay there. We can't stay stuck. So again, the issue is to determine what is the number one problem that your people are suffering from. Try and go ask them a question and say, please do not give me a one-word answer. Go into as much detail as possible. And so it'll at least create a conversation that you can find out. And you might find out, for example, that they are not in the market right now. Or conversely, you might find out, yes, I'm in the market, but I have all these fears. And you need to answer them and resolve them for me before I can move forward. But, excuse me, you're a long way ahead of where you were. So that's the simple answer for that. Again, to get back your confidence and to find out what's going on in the marketplace, I highly recommend that you research the ASK method, and that what you do is find out what's really going on for them. And that's going to find you hopefully some sales opportunities. And it'll also create, even if it doesn't create sales opportunities, it's going to help you create a deeper connection with your audience. And that is the key thing here. This is a time for leadership. And what we need to do is ask good questions and listen. Well, I hope that helped you today in terms of shifting your results and a quick way for you to go out to market, find out what's going on so you can adjust what you're doing and keep moving forward. I understand these are difficult and challenging times. I hope this has been helpful, and that you will use these techniques and check them out, because I've used them before and they've been extremely helpful. So every week I'm going to do one of these Facebook Lives, giving some quick hacks that I've found that really work. This guy, Ryan Levesque, is one of the biggest guys in the world. And when you do your research, you'll find out that most of the biggest direct response marketers, biggest people in terms of marketing campaigns, use this method. So if you haven't come across it, I highly recommend you give it a go. All right, team, have an amazing day. Thanks so much for listening and joining me. I look forward to hearing your comments below about where you're at and how you're feeling right now. I understand it's a very sensitive time, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this with me. Okay, take care.